Have you ever sat quietly at night beside your husband and suddenly wondered, why did life bring this person to me? Out of billions of souls walking this earth, why did your path cross with his? Why did this one human being become such a powerful part of your emotional world? Sometimes he makes you feel deeply loved, safe, and understood. And sometimes he awakens pain, confusion, loneliness, or wounds you thought you had already healed. Many people secretly carry this question in their hearts. Was this relationship destiny or just an accident? But according to the spiritual wisdom inspired by Paramahansa Yogananda, the most important people in our lives do not arrive randomly. Especially the person we marry. Every deep relationship carries a hidden spiritual purpose. Some people enter our lives to comfort us. Some arrive to challenge us. And some come to awaken parts of our soul that have been asleep for years. That is why certain relationships feel strangely familiar from the very beginning, as if you have known each other before. Sometimes the connection is so deep that logic cannot explain it. And sometimes the emotional pain becomes so powerful that it changes the entire direction of your life. But what if your marriage is not only about love, companionship, or daily life? What if this relationship is actually part of your soul's journey toward healing, awareness, and spiritual awakening? Tonight, let us gently explore the deeper spiritual reason you met your husband, and the hidden lesson your soul may be trying to understand through him. Many women silently carry emotional pain inside their marriage while smiling on the outside. They fulfill responsibilities, care for the family, and continue their daily lives. Yet deep within their hearts there is confusion, sadness, or emptiness they cannot easily explain. Sometimes a woman feels emotionally distant from the very person she once believed would understand her completely. Sometimes conversations become cold, small misunderstandings turn into repeated arguments, and love slowly becomes mixed with disappointment. In quiet moments, painful thoughts begin to appear. Why do I feel lonely even when I am not alone? Why does this relationship hurt me so deeply? Did I marry the wrong person? But spiritually, the deeper truth is often hidden beneath these questions. According to wisdom inspired by Paramahansa Yogananda, relationships are not only meant to give comfort. Very often, they are mirrors created for the growth of the soul. The husband who triggers your emotions may also be revealing wounds that already existed quietly inside you for many years. Sometimes marriage exposes fears of abandonment, insecurity, the need for validation, or emotional pain carried since childhood. The relationship does not always create the wound. Many times, it simply brings the hidden wound into the light so healing can finally begin. This is why certain emotional patterns repeat again and again inside marriage. Life keeps presenting the same lessons until the soul becomes aware. And although this process can feel painful, it is not punishment. It is a sacred opportunity for awakening. Because through relationships, human beings often discover who they truly are. Sometimes the greatest spiritual growth begins not when everything feels perfect, but when love forces us to look deeply within ourselves and finally understand the parts of our heart that have been silently asking for healing all along. Have you ever wondered why some relationships feel instantly powerful from the very beginning? Sometimes you meet a person and within a short time, they begin affecting your emotions deeply, almost as if your soul already knows them. There are relationships that feel peaceful and natural, while others create intense emotional reactions, attachment, fear, or confusion. Spiritually, this does not happen by accident. According to the wisdom inspired by Paramahansa Yogananda, human beings do not connect only through physical attraction or personality. We connect through energy, consciousness, emotional patterns, and the silent beliefs hidden deep inside the mind. Every person carries invisible emotional vibrations shaped by past experiences, childhood wounds, fears, desires, and inner expectations. These hidden energies quietly influence the kind of relationships we attract into our lives. For example, a person who fears abandonment may unknowingly feel drawn toward emotionally distant partners. Someone who never received deep love may constantly seek validation from a spouse. And many times, two people come together because each soul carries a lesson the other needs in order to grow spiritually. This is why marriage often becomes more than companionship. It becomes a mirror reflecting the inner condition of the heart. The arguments, misunderstandings, emotional triggers, and repeated patterns inside a relationship are often revealing something deeper that needs healing within both people. Spiritually, life continues bringing similar emotional experiences until awareness develops. Not to punish us, but to awaken us. And sometimes, the very person who challenges you the most becomes the reason you begin transforming inwardly. Through pain, patience, forgiveness, and self-reflection, the soul slowly matures. The relationship then becomes a sacred classroom where love is no longer based only on emotional dependency, but begins evolving into wisdom, compassion, inner strength, and spiritual understanding. This is why certain marriages change a person completely. They are not random meetings. They are opportunities for the soul to awaken through human connection. Many people hear the word karma and immediately think of punishment, suffering, or fate they cannot escape. But in deeper spiritual understanding inspired by Paramahansa Yogananda, karma is not revenge from the universe. Karma is simply unfinished energy seeking balance, understanding, and healing. Every thought, emotion, action, and relationship leaves an impression upon the soul. These impressions quietly travel with us, shaping our emotional patterns, attractions, fears, and experiences in future stages of life. This is why some relationships feel unusually intense from the very beginning. You may meet someone and feel an instant emotional connection that logic cannot explain. It can feel as though you have known them forever. Spiritually, this may happen because souls sometimes reconnect to complete lessons that were left unfinished. Some marriages are formed through love carried across lifetimes, while others are formed because both souls still need healing, forgiveness, patience, or emotional growth. This does not mean every painful relationship is destined forever, nor does it mean suffering should be accepted blindly. Spiritual destiny is not a prison. Awareness has the power to transform karma. When a person becomes conscious of their emotional patterns, their reactions, and their inner wounds, the cycle slowly begins to change. For example, if someone secretly believes they are not worthy of love, they may continuously attract relationships where they feel emotionally neglected. Not because life hates them, but because the soul is being guided towards self-awareness and healing. The relationship becomes a mirror revealing what still needs attention within. Many people spend years trying to change their husband or fix the outer relationship without realizing that the deeper transformation must first happen inside themselves. And when inner healing begins, outer relationships often begin changing naturally as well. Spiritually, your husband may not only be your life partner. He may also be part of your soul's karmic journey, helping you confront emotions, attachments, fears, and lessons that were waiting patiently to be understood so your soul could evolve into greater peace, wisdom, and unconditional love. Sometimes the spiritual meaning of a relationship becomes visible not through big dramatic moments, but through small everyday experiences that quietly repeat again and again. Many people begin noticing patterns inside their marriage that feel strangely familiar, emotionally intense, or deeply transformative. These signs often reveal that the relationship carries a deeper purpose beyond ordinary companionship. For example, some women notice that the same emotional pain keeps returning in different situations. Perhaps a husband forgets something small, becomes emotionally distant for a few days, or speaks harshly during stress, yet the emotional reaction inside feels far bigger than the moment itself. The pain may feel old, heavy, and deeply personal. Spiritually, this can be a sign that the relationship is touching wounds that existed long before the marriage began. The husband is not always creating the wound. Many times, he is unknowingly revealing it so healing can finally happen. In another situation, a couple may repeatedly argue about money, attention, family responsibilities, or communication. On the surface, these seem like ordinary marital problems. But beneath them, there may be hidden fears of insecurity, rejection, control, or lack of self-worth. Relationships often expose emotional patterns that the soul has carried silently for years. And then there are relationships that bring a deep sense of peace from the beginning. Even during difficult times, both people somehow feel spiritually safe with one another. These connections often help both souls grow through kindness, emotional support, patience, and mutual understanding. Not every karmic relationship is painful. Some are deeply healing. Another powerful sign of a spiritually significant relationship is transformation. After meeting your husband, perhaps you became emotionally stronger, more self-aware, more spiritual, or more reflective about life itself. Maybe the relationship pushed you toward meditation, prayer, self-discovery, or inner healing. Spiritually, relationships that change your consciousness are never random. They become turning points in the soul's journey. And often, years later, people realize that the person they once questioned was actually part of the deeper path that awakened them emotionally, mentally, and spiritually in ways they never expected. When a marriage becomes emotionally painful, many people immediately focus on changing the other person. They think, if my husband behaved differently, everything would finally become peaceful. But spiritual wisdom teaches something much deeper. According to teachings inspired by Paramahansa Yogananda, true healing inside a relationship often begins not by controlling another human being, but by developing awareness within ourselves. The first step is to stop reacting unconsciously to every emotion that arises. Instead of immediately responding with anger, silence, blame, or emotional withdrawal, gently pause and observe your feelings. Ask yourself, what is this situation awakening inside me? Many times, the strongest emotional reactions come from old wounds, fears, or insecurities that were already present within the heart. When awareness enters the moment, emotional suffering slowly loses its control over the mind. Another important step is learning how to nourish your inner life. Many people unknowingly depend completely on their spouse for emotional fulfillment, peace, identity, or happiness. But no human being can permanently fill an inner emptiness that requires spiritual healing. This is why practices like meditation, prayer, silence, journaling, and self-reflection become so powerful. The more peaceful your inner world becomes, the less fear, attachment, and emotional desperation control your relationships. Healing also requires compassionate communication. Speak honestly, but without cruelty. Listen without immediately becoming defensive. Many marriages suffer not because love disappeared, but because understanding disappeared. Sometimes a calm conversation heals more than years of silent resentment. And spiritually, forgiveness is one of the greatest forms of liberation. Forgiveness does not mean accepting harmful behavior without wisdom or boundaries. It means releasing the poison of constant anger and emotional heaviness from your own heart. Most importantly, remember that spiritual love is not possession, obsession, or fear of losing someone. Real love allows growth, honesty, peace, and emotional freedom. And when two people begin healing consciously, the relationship slowly transforms from a battlefield of emotional reactions into a sacred space where both souls can grow with greater wisdom, compassion, patience, and inner peace. At the deepest spiritual level, marriage is not only about companionship, romance, or building a life together. According to the wisdom inspired by Paramahansa Yogananda, Every meaningful relationship enters our life to help the soul evolve toward greater awareness. This means your husband may be far more than just a partner in your daily life. He may be part of a sacred spiritual journey designed to awaken qualities within you that could not have developed in any other way. Some relationships teach patience. Some teach forgiveness. Some awaken courage, self-respect, compassion, or emotional maturity. And sometimes, the people who challenge us the most become the greatest teachers for our soul's evolution. Many people spend years searching for the perfect relationship, believing happiness will come only when another person fulfills all their emotional expectations. But spiritual awakening begins when we understand that no human being was sent to complete us completely. The soul's deepest fulfillment cannot come only from another person. It comes from reconnecting with inner peace, divine love, and spiritual awareness within ourselves. Relationships are often the mirror that guides us toward this realization. This is why even painful experiences can become sacred when viewed through spiritual understanding. A difficult marriage may awaken self-worth. Emotional loneliness may push someone toward prayer, meditation, or deeper self-discovery. Conflict may teach humility and compassion. Heartbreak may open the door to wisdom and inner transformation. Nothing is wasted in the journey of the soul when awareness is present. And sometimes, years later, people realize that the relationship they once questioned was actually the experience that awakened them spiritually. The greatest lesson is this: human love becomes most beautiful when it is no longer based only on attachment, fear, or dependency, but begins flowing from consciousness, peace, kindness, and truth. Because ultimately, every relationship on earth is preparing the soul for its highest relationship of all, its connection with the divine. And when a person understands this deeply, marriage is no longer seen as merely a worldly bond, but as part of the soul's sacred path toward awakening, healing, and unconditional love. And so, dear soul, as we come to the end of this journey together, take a quiet moment to reflect deeply within your heart. Perhaps your husband was never a random person who simply entered your life by chance. Perhaps this relationship, with all its beauty, challenges, lessons, emotions, and transformations, was part of a much deeper spiritual journey designed for the growth of your soul. Sometimes the people closest to us become the mirrors through which life teaches us patience, forgiveness, self-worth, compassion, and inner awakening. And even the painful moments may carry hidden wisdom that can slowly guide us toward greater peace and consciousness. So instead of asking only, "Why did this happen to me?" maybe begin asking, "What is life trying to teach my soul through this experience?" That single question can open the door to healing and spiritual understanding. If this message touched your heart in any way, please share your thoughts in the comments below. I would truly love to hear from you. Have you ever felt that someone entered your life for a spiritual reason? What lesson has your relationship taught you? Your story may help another soul who is silently struggling right now. And if these spiritual teachings inspired you, gently support this channel by subscribing, liking this video, and sharing it with someone who may need comfort, healing, or deeper understanding in their relationship journey. Also, tell me in the comments what spiritual topic or life question you would like to hear in the next video. Your suggestions help this community grow together in wisdom and peace. Until we meet again, may your heart become lighter, may your relationships become more conscious, and may your soul continue walking toward divine love and inner awakening. Jai Gurudev.